make it through the yard door. She got me creased through the cop core. Stuck in fast section right hoses. Bitch knows it, like roses. I can't reach back at me. Bring the goalies, sitting close to the first base. She got me rolling at a fast pace and got a solution for a peace deal. She got real, she got me, she got least to the point that she got feelings and I care about it, about me. She says she needs a lift, I say she needs a gift. I say she's feeling it, she says she got higher. This is how I want it, this is how I want it to be. This is how I want it, this is how I want it to feel. And you got me thinking, oh, I got my feelings, yeah. And you got me wondering, oh, if only we lost it, we lost it. Got me rolling fast, got me rolling fast. So the shit I have, all the shit I have. Got me growing bad, got me growing bad. So the shit we got, all the shit we got now. Rolling fast, got me rolling fast. So the shit I have, all the shit I have. Got me growing bad, got me growing bad. So the shit we got, all the shit we got now. Bills, heels, thrills, kisses, real feeling. I notice how you got my attention. Fast kiss, good night, heartbeat races. I don't even wanna know.
All right, everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. We are going to be doing a fun little Cowboy Bebop tattoo. Strap in, get excited, hang out with me, hopefully have a good day. All right, you ready?
Yep.
And you got me thinking, oh, I got my feelings, yeah. And you got me wondering, oh, if only we lost it, Got me rolling fast, got me rolling fast. All the shit I have, all the shit I have. Got me growing fast, got me growing fast. So the shit we got, all the shit we got now. Rolling fast, got me rolling fast. So the shit I have, all the shit I have. Got me growing fast, got me growing fast. So the shit we got, all the shit we got now.
So what new animes are you watching?
I started watching Code Geass with my little sister, and we've been really liking that. I know it's not like a new anime, but
No,
yeah.
it's like 10 or 15 years old now.
Yeah, I watch a lot of older stuff just because it's like, I try to wait for animes to be, like, kind of done
Sure.
before I watch them, because, like, when I was younger and I watched anime, I would, start something, and then I'd move on, and then the new season would be announced, and I just got really annoyed, because then I'd have to go back to it, which is, like, it's such a minor thing to be annoyed about, but I was just like, I've moved on.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But, my stepsister got me the first volume of Demon Slayer, so I'm gonna finally start getting into that.
Cool. Do you find yourself reading the manga more than watching the anime?
Yeah, I enjoy, like, just being able to just sit and read it.
Sure.
Do you have a least favorite anime that you can think of?
Redo of Healer.
My sister watched all of that recently.
How? I couldn't get through the 4th episode before I threw up.
I don't know. She's like...
How old is she?
She's the same age as me.
She's
so,
what?
Same age as me, so like...
Oh, okay.
She just thought it was so bad it was kind of funny.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy.
A friend of mine had his like profile pictures, like some scene from it, or his friend standing in front of it.
Right.
And I asked him about it, told my sister about it, and she's like, "Oh, it's great." Like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the follow or the subscription, Kenny. Kevin Kenny, sorry.
That's okay. I know another show that I didn't expect it to be as good was I can't think of the name. It's I can't believe I can't think of it. It's the anime with the guys who go to different who have sex with different monster girls and rate it. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like surprisingly hilarious.
I don't even know that one.
It was Funimation picked it up, dubbed like 2 episodes, and then dropped it because they realized it's so messed up. I can't believe I can't think of the name of it though. Another anime that's like really funny that a lot of people don't give a chance, I think, is Shimoneta. It's its long name is like a world where dirty jokes don't exist.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It came out 2016, 2017 maybe, and essentially it takes place in Japan, and they have like started to monitor people, and they're not allowed to like think about sexual things or dirty jokes, like porn's been banned and all this, and it's one of the main characters, who is like Tara's name is like Blue Tundra. Her goal is to like educate the people and bring it back, because it's like an important part of society. So it's really funny. It's comedic.
Crazy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite funny animes that a lot of people are just like, what the flying hell is Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks?
I've heard of it.
So
Newer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A kid and his mom get transported to an isekai kind of life, and she ends up picking up 2 weapons instead of just one, so she's like super OP while he's like depressed that he's like trapped in a game with his mom. And then she starts picking his like raiding party to go out into the world with, and she's picking all these girls that would be suitable mates for him, not whether or not they could actually do their job in the world that they're in.
I love that. I think I saw it on like Funimation and like looks interesting.
It's a little ecchi when it comes down to it. Like there's a scene where mom like ends up like landing belly to belly with him, and she's like, "Oh," and it's like, no. Why do we have this?
Done.
This is your actual biological mother. It's not like, hey, step bro. This is like your mom.
Yeah, no.
Either I'm doing something very terrible, or there's no one chatting or even watching. Streaming on YouTube now? Yes, Yosh, I've been doing back and forth on YouTube, Twitch and YouTube. You can't, unfortunately, stream on both at the same time, because if you do, you get banned. There are certain people that they're letting slide with it, but I'm not trying to get banned immediately. Like, I'm trying to like see how the growth can happen here, because lately I'm not seeing a lot of viewership or anything growth in Twitch. So it's time to change up the game and see what I'm not doing correct and try a different path. Yeah, it does suck. Trying to get the growth to happen is a big suck fest. If you're affiliate, you'll get banned for doing back and forth, or for doing simultaneous. Yeah, simultaneous, it's an insta ban for streaming simultaneous. But if you're taking turns, the TOS basically says that I can't stream any material on my YouTube channel for 24 hours after I'm done with my Twitch stream. Like, the same material. YouTube chat is the worst. I know it's a little weird. Unfortunately, it's not as good as Twitch's chat. Hopefully they see that there are people coming over and make some changes to a few of the things. Like, I would like to have my emotes and stuff like that I have at Twitch over here, but it's a work in progress.
I think once streaming grows on YouTube, you'll make more changes.
Yeah. I need to change my name on this. Yeah. Want me to ping this into Discord? Yes, please. I thought I did, but I must not have. We were busy chatting before I started tattooing, so I might not have done that. All YouTube has to do is copy Twitch. I think that's all they should do. Like, seriously.
If they have enough money, they could just buy Twitch.
Yeah, they could. I mean, that. Yeah, but it's Amazon.
Oh yeah.
So they would have to pay Bezos, and Bezos, like, in order for that to happen, Bezos would have to see a loss. And right now,
not paying.
they're losing. So
Yeah.
it's that loss might be coming. I mean, it's gentrifying the internet. They're looking for that loss so they can step in and get it for pennies. No Discord bot notifications went out. Oh, that's a bummer. Have to figure out why that's not notifying.
Because it's YouTube linked. It's from YouTube, not Twitch, maybe.
Yeah, but you would think that since it's still my thing, that it would go, because it's a bot that I gave permission to cast about. Or maybe I have to program it to say it. I'm not sure. Send it to everyone. Thank you. Yeah, if YouTube could just copy it, it'd be game over for Twitch. All they have to do is mirror the UI of Twitch and then slap their own branding on it. Call it a day. It's not like it's a hard thing. They could have just defaults and have the Twitch-like experience as an option. Yeah. That would be nice. Did it work? I don't know. I can't. Oh, you have, yeah, you have Frieza as your name now. How'd you pull that off? Maybe, one thing I do like, huh?
Maybe linking?
I'm not sure. One thing you like about YouTube is no lag. Yeah, no lag, and I'm in frickin' 1440p right now too, so it's a lot cleaner looking. 1440p 60, whereas the biggest Twitch can do is 1080p 60. Unless you are a partner, then you're allowed more bandwidth, which is kind of messed up that your partnership gets you more benefits, whereas the guys who are putting in the grind, who have a bunch of money to throw at their cameras and stuff like that, are held back until they qualify in the eyes of Twitch. That's a hard thing to swallow, man. That you have to like get up to their standard, rather than maybe they should just up the standard across the board. There's no reply function. That's a bummer. Most peps on Twitch don't really watch higher than 1080p, so I think it's okay. This is true. A lot of people, they say that the average viewer is about 40% on mobile. So the 1080p doesn't really work on mobile very well, so they don't even try. But it's really, it's tough. Like, I actually watched a few streams last night on Twitch just to like get the feel for how the difference was. And there were a couple of streamers who were partners who were able to stream at 4K, like legit 4K, and yet nobody else other than partners has even the option for that. And that's a bunk ass deal. Some are on phone and data plan. 720p is all that. Yeah, and I've seen quite a few people who were doing 720p at last night, and on my PC that looks like trash. Like, I'm sure on phone it looks great, but on PC it was just like grainy and glitchy looking. It looked like Nintendo versus PC. Set up your nano leaves. Might start streaming every night. Oh, listen to you. Got no time to play with your friend Jared, but you have time to stream, huh? I see how it works. Cool. Yeah, Twitch does have a stronger community, but Twitch also has paywalls and bitrate walls. There's quite a few options that Twitch has in the con category, but they have quite a few in the pro category too. Their UI is a lot more fun to deal with. I was watching a video at Dr. Disrespect, and he was even talking about it because somebody asked him like, what do you like about it, and you know, how close is YouTube, and he's like, they're a couple years behind with their UI, which they do. You're gonna want to strangle me though through the monitor, but I played Apex today solo and won a game on Ash. I won one or two games yesterday, so I'm not gonna strangle you. It's just kind of messed up that you don't play with me, but you play, you know, you play by yourself, and you never got time for your friend Jared. Never. The guy who gets you in to get tattooed whenever you want. Must be rough. By the way, how's it going, Sarah? I didn't say hi quick enough. I apologize. YouTube, just make a separate site for streaming. That, yes and no. Y'all want me to leave you alone? No, God, no. It's getting spicy. No, it's not. Okay, you gotta be careful. Watch your face when I'm right here, because I don't want to bop you in the cheek. Do you want me to remove the pillow because there's a hole for your face? Sure. Which should also mean that you have to take away your glasses, because otherwise you're gonna be pressing them right into the chair, and that's not very fun. There you go. Nice Noni freezer. Why? What does freezer say? I'll start my monk lifestyle in the woods. Well, I mean, Okay, it says I should be able to click the little thing and make them a mod. Yeah, go ahead. That don't make no dang sense. That don't make no sense. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. That should work now. Yay! All right. We'll ascend into the heavens like Akira. The guilt trip. I mean, there's no guilt trip. It's just straight up like, you're a terrible friend. It's not a guilt trip. Here, I thought we were friends, but I guess I was wrong. I wanted to put you on a guilt trip. I'd be like, you know what? My life has been crap without you playing with me, and I feel lonely all the time, and you know, that's a guilt trip. But no. No guilt trip. Just need to pick my friends better, that's all. A good start. Thanks very much. I'm trying. I am trying as much as I can. Just don't be surprised when your unit 00 looks like Jack in the Box from the California restaurant. It'll be yellow. Either that or I'll put the sensei from Assassination Classroom on you. Again, yellow. If you can't give your friends a hard time, what good are friends in it? This is true. By the way, Sarah, you are now a mod. Sensei was amazing, just as long as his tentacles go all over my back. Well, they'll be near the back. They'll be on your shoulders, and then we'll say in your back. Every time I ever watch any of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and I see Davy Jones, that's all I can think of is, oh, I know, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. You have tentacles. We're in for a treat. I don't know what powers you carry as a mod other than being able to kick people off, you know, if they get out of line, but I'll look more into what powers the mods have before I just go granting mod ship to people. Speaking of mods, where's Hippie been? The live classroom movies were pretty decent. I didn't know they made live ones.
Yeah, they have, I hope, the third one.
That's cool. The one live that I did not think that they would actually ever make was Prison School. And I'm like, how is this not just straight hentai? Like, like it's like a legit live action anime. I'm like, that, I don't know how you're not getting listed into the hentai category here. Thought of Hippie last night, wondering the same thing. Yeah, I wonder where he's been. Speaking of which, how far in the does anybody know how far my delay is? I think I set it to 10 seconds, but I just want to make sure. Oh, my delay is not set up on here. It's on a different profile. That's a bummer. So it's still about 30 seconds. Give me a second. I can fix that. All right. I think all I should need was covered in the intro email I got sent for moderation. Oh, they sent you a video on how to moderate. That's pretty cool. I just shortened the delay to 10 seconds, so there should be. You guys should have almost no delay when it comes down to how live it is. I sent it to 10 seconds. Not sent, set it to 10 seconds. I can speak, I promise. It's around 30 seconds, just a tish long. Yeah, it should be a lot lower now. I set it to 10 seconds, so hopefully it catches up currently, but I'm not sure how that works like if I have to restart my stream in order to make that one go through. Much better? Cool. All right. I will double check next time. But temp should be perfect. Yeah, I'll take a look when I deglove for to set up the colors. So you've watched Cowboy Bebop at least once or twice. Have you ever watched Outlaw Star?
I have not. It's on my list of stuff to watch.
It's super fun, same era, and a little bit different. The ships fight each other, like not like dog fighting, like boxing matches and stuff. Like some of the ships have swords, some of them have boxing gloves and arms and everything. It's so fun. It's basically where they got the idea for the TV show Firefly.
Okay.
Like, almost verbatim Firefly. It's really funny when people are like, you ever seen Firefly? I'm like, oh, you mean Outlaw Star? No. Yeah. Watch Outlaw Star and tell me any different. And you know, for, like, in the first Harry Potter film, do you know that Harry doesn't do any magic?
Yeah, actually.
Doesn't cast any spells or anything. You're a wizard, Harry. Well, too bad he can't do shit. He screws up a few things, but he doesn't actually cast any spells as far as I remember.
Getting his wand in the first one, if that is the first one, I don't think he does anything.
Going classic coloring for this tattoo. Yep, just straight up blues, grays, greens, and reds, pinks. Well, the blue is more of a steel blue, but yeah. And then we're gonna try to put a kind of a starry, spacey background. Well, not try. We're gonna do it, but yeah. I think he cast Wingardium Leviosa in that movie, but doesn't he screw it up? And it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. That's actually one of my favorite memes is Ron, Hermione, and Harry at the dining hall table, and he says something smartass and says period, and Hermione's like, "Isn't your thing bloody hell?" And he's like, "Same thing."
Have you seen the video? Someone edited a video of Harry Potter with guns.
No.
It's hilarious.
I've seen the one where it's all lightsabers. But then I also saw the one where it's all lightsabers and it's Game of Thrones, like all the sword fights done, but in lightsabers. Because he's really good, even though Hermione thinks she's the best thing ever and helps defeat all the troll with it. Okay, that makes more sense. I was watching TikTok and somebody said like he doesn't even cast a spell in the first movie, and I'm like, really? And then I'm thinking, I'm like, I didn't remember him actually doing it, but now that you said it, that makes sense. But it's just a crappy version of Star Wars, anyways. Got an old man. Tells him about a religion that he's supposed to be part of. Gives him a crappy lightsaber. Tells him his father, is dead, and that, like, why he died and everything like that. And it's just Star Wars. Minus the droids. What doesn't Ron mess up? He didn't even realize that she was into him for like years. That was another thing too. Okay, so do you know that scene where Harry and Hermione like had to like make out in part 7, or it was almost like a weird sex scene that was super uncomfortable and cringy as hell. But I guess that scene was almost impossible for the actors to do because they had become so close, like brothers and sisters, that no one wanted to do it. Like Dana Radcliffe and Emma Watson were like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is weird. All right, let that sit down there for 1 second. I'm gonna pour out some colors and we're good to go. I'm not sure if the delay is in effect or not. It doesn't. There is no like text that said it had to be restarted in order to pull it off. So it may or may not need to be restarted. You're a Harry Potter scholar. So you're like the queen of the nerds then, is what you're saying. All right. You would never want to do that if you were in their shoes. I mean, just weird that it like, where they have a scene where they almost have to make out with each other, and it's like, after how close they've come over the years, that had to be wicked weird. But, you know, whatever. I know everybody's stoked on the like reunion thing, and I have no intentions of ever watching it. I think that's something that they should have never done, or they should have invited JK to it. Like, whether you got beef or not, like everybody who's got a problem with JK Rowling saying what she said, you do realize that the books that you read were written by that same person. You got to get over it someday. Otherwise, you have to renounce your love for the whole franchise, the books and the movies. Like, whether you dislike her or not, it is what it is. You gotta give respect to the people who created it. Yay, another bot. I love weird bots. I don't even know what the hell that bot does. Comes into the stream and types something weird and whatever. You got the bot? Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure how often those bots pop in, but I know that...
It depends.
What's that?
It kind of depends the stream, because I did stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I would get a ton.
How's it going, Luke? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having fun today. So close. I only need like a few more days of printing to make my my new ink rack complete. And I'm literally on the fence about going to Micro Center and buying a second printer. Like that's how close I am to finishing. It's like, damn it, do I need to go buy a second printer? I don't need it, but I do want to finish faster. Either way, I'll have it finished before I leave for vacation. Sarah is bringing us to whatchamacallit, Disney World. I was gonna say land for a second there, but yeah, it's Disney World. Which I'm excited to get out of the house, but I'm not excited to go to Disney because Disney's been like changing up their storylines and all that fun stuff and just being dicks. And it's like, do I really want to give them my money? Sure, I get it. Those are just different cats in boxes there, Yosh. Is it like Schrodinger's cat? If you guys don't know what Schrodinger's cat, y'all need to do more reading. It's one of my favorite stories / weird ideas that scientists have. Do you know the Schrodinger's cat? Scientist puts a cat inside of a box, and there's food and there's the cat, and that's pretty much about it. And it's kind of a thing of opening a can of worms. You can choose to open it and let loose what the storm that'll happen, or you can feel that the cat's still alive inside the box. Open it and prove that he's dead, or leave it closed with the illusion that he's still alive. And it's kind of a weird thing, because it's like say you were gonna like date one of your best friends. The only way to figure it out is to try. Otherwise, you have to live in this fantasy world where you didn't ask them out and didn't get hurt, or you did ask them out and you did get hurt. It's all about perception of like what you wish to happen. At least that's what from my understanding of the project, that's what, or the thing, that's what I kind of get out of it, is that, yeah. Like, everybody's afraid to be hurt, but at the same time, it's like, either, shit or get off the pot. Just make sure you don't shit when you're, like, hovering over the pot. You might miss. And for all those of you who don't own bidets, get on that. It's like my favorite thing in the house. Love my bidet. One of the best things I ever purchased after we came home from Japan. Because every toilet there has a bidet, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. I wake up, I do my business, and then water sprays me in the pooper. Like, this is awesome. Use less toilet paper, the whole works. One day I'll have my own toilet water fountain. I mean, it's kinda, that's what it is. Oh, you just said toilet fountain, yeah. Like, I have to figure out if I'm gonna teach my puppies how to drink out of that thing. Like, have them push the button and water sprays at them. Sarah will get really mad if I do, though. I guarantee it. So last night I decided to go on Crunchyroll and order a few t-shirts so that I could have some new shirts to wear when we're on vacation. And I was like $20 some odd away from free shipping. So of course you're gonna look on stuff and figure out what you want. And I ordered another figure that I don't need, but I wanted it. So I have another figure coming, and it's Shion from that one time I got reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, I think I'm running out of space, and it's like, do I really need it? No, but I'm probably gonna buy it, right? Yep. How you feeling, kiddo?
Alright.
Alright. I'm trying not to buy any figures because I have quite a few on pre-order and I'm worried about space. Yeah, I ordered 2 more pre-orders the other day. Stuff from Konosuba that they just set up. And I don't know why, but I really want a noodle stopper, but I don't use cup noodles. I make like legit bowls of ramen, not like a cup noodle. But the noodle stoppers are damn cool looking.
My stepsister puts hers on her shelf.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like sitting.
The only problem is you'd have to, like, some of them you have to have like on a back shelf, because like there's one of Rimuru in slime form, and it basically, so the slime sits on the shelf and then it has like a tail, so you would have to have some form of like space behind the shelf in order to make him look proper. They have like 3 sets of RAM and REM ones, and I'm like, oh fuck me! As soon as those come out, I'm gonna be buying them. I have to downsize to make space for yours. Oh, the sacrifices guys have to make for their girls' toy collection. I just sacrificed my entire nerd room so that the wife could have her computer downstairs. It was mine. The whole room was mine. But then I'm like, I wonder if I can build her a computer and she would want to play video games downstairs with me.
That always really true.
It turned out cool, but yeah, it is a little bit of a sacrifice. It's like I had to box up like 6 boxes of toys.
Yep. That's where I'm at right now, going through all of them.
What's the whole phrase though? Happy wife, happy life kind of thing. It's just funny that the happy wife, happy life usually comes at the cost of the groom. I was listening to this one woman the other day just barking off this like just double-sided or double standard psychology, where she was saying that if a guy's looking around, he's cheating, but if a girl's looking around, it's because she's not getting what she needs out of the relationship. And I'm like, holy shit, double standard, like what the fuck is that? All you need is a blankie and a snack to make you happy. How does that sound not believable? How's it going there, Sarah? How's work? Funny how we're talking about wives and all of a sudden mine just appears on the stream like nothing. Ears must have been burning. Yeah, there's been a disturbance in the force. Pretty quiet, I'm sure. More quiet once it snows. Is it supposed to snow tonight?
Is it?
Yeah, that's what the wife was saying. She's usually never wrong on that. I know she said something about it snowing earlier today, but I didn't think it was supposed to happen tonight. 8 p.m. in Dakota County. All right. I'll be long done by then. Early said 6, but the weather app says 9 now. Oh, okay. Nine p.m. is good. I'm going to Source Comics in a bit. Really don't feel like driving.
I love that place.
I can't get into that shopping there. It's just too damn expensive.
I went there a lot as a kid, so kind of just as a fun place.
Oh, sure.
Bonding with my dad.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Like always an exciting days, like to go to the comic store. Go to the comic store.
See, I always went to smaller shops. I grew up right by a Hot Comics and Collectibles, so I was always going to Hot Comics and having a lot of fun with those guys. And then I would go over to the Source, and some of the same like things that they had, like toys wise and stuff like that, would be like almost twice the price. I'm like, what the fuck is your markup? Like, why are you marking this up?
About the anime store at the mall. Every time I walk by, I always go in. I'm always just like, I'm not gonna buy anything.
I've bought a couple of things from there because I try to support the anime stores that are, you know, like that are like US, right? But at the same time, yeah, he is. There's a few things where I'll look at it and I'm like, okay, they sell this at Box Lunch downstairs for $10 cheaper.
Yeah, there's some things there that I found online.
Yep. Yeah, like he was selling a Rem doll that was like 64, and I had just purchased it online a week prior for 32.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you almost doubled your price.
That's the one thing that's been keeping me from buying figures there.
Yep.
So I'm just like, I know places where you can get them specific.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is like, okay, I understand markup because you have to stay in business, but double the price? Like, where is your...
That's where it's like...
Justify it for me and I'll pay it, but
Yeah.
I only get comics from there, haven't looked. You need to try and, since you're in Brooklyn Park, go over to Hot Comics and Collectibles in Golden Valley. I guarantee you're going to like that store way more. It should still be there, but I know that they were suffering through the pandemic, so maybe...
From Source, I used to get comics, and then I kind of just moved to get into manga there. And that was before Barnes & Noble got really big on selling manga, and now it's just go there.
Yeah, I mean, Barnes & Noble, especially like if they do like a quarterly, they do a sale where it's buy two, get one free, and it's like, holy shit.
I saw
Oof.
And the manga section was empty.
I bet.
I'm like, yeah, I would do the same thing.
I'm sure like they had like 3 or 4 kids like, well, I'm filling my collection today.
Yeah, but today's the day. I'm not gonna do anything. What about the new Disney anime that's coming out? It's based on, I don't know much about it, but I think it's, all the villains are like cute anime boys. And that's like all I know about it.
Oh, are you talking about the game? Like where they're like...
An anime of it now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that came out. The game came out in Japan like 2 or 3 years ago.
It's not new, but the anime I think comes out the same day the new season of Attack on Titan does.
Yeah, I haven't heard if it's you know gonna be an anime or not. But now that I'm gonna have to look into that because yeah, it's basically the kids are, or the boys are the villains' kids. So like one's like the Cheshire Cat's kid and one's like you know Scar's kid.
Is like a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
Because we went to the anime store and like they had cards from it, so she got some. What was her favorite Hades?
Yeah, they were advertising that when we were in Japan. It was like the new app that's dropping tomorrow online kind of thing.
I saw it and I was like, am I willing to make the Japanese Apple ID so I can get this?
Yeah, you can. Well, you don't even need a Japanese Apple account. You can actually just sign up for Line, and you can use that in the U.S. as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's actually for the first part of it. That's how you would play. When Line first started coming to America, it was the only way to play the Tsum Tsum game for a while.
Oh yeah, I have that game.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it won't be very good though, but I know nothing about this.
It'll be pretty to watch.
I know, exactly.
I did find out that since the League of Legends, I only get
Arcane?
since Arcane is doing so well, they're actually Respawn has been talking with the same developers to come up with a Apex Legends animated show.
Well, I don't know much about League of Legends, but I've seen like clips of Arcane and it looks gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, in comparison to the game, it's spot on, like absolute spot on.
Okay, a friend of mine was telling me he really enjoyed it, so...
Yeah, if they make a League of Legends or a Apex Legends TV show, I'll be watching the shit out of that because the storyline is so good. Based in the future where they basically made a game out of killing each other. Like there's really, really crazy storylines behind it all about like, you know, this person betrayed that person in a past life, or like, you know, they got turned into a robot after they killed, you know, like hundreds of people, or yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, like I don't know too much about Apex because it's a lot like Overwatch, isn't it?
It's a first person shooter similar to Overwatch.
Okay.
And the different characters have their different kind of like kits, you know, like their set attacks that they can pull off and everything, but it's not really team-based strategy where you're trying to get the thing to the other side or whatever, like in Overwatch. This is kill every team in the world.
Okay.
So it's Fortnite meets Overwatch would be a best way to describe it. It's pretty much my favorite game on the internet right now that I play. Because Vanguard is for chumps who like playing with cheaters. Before you go off spouting about how good the anti-cheat is, it's never that good. Yep.
Like, if anti-cheats were good, Dead by Daylight would be fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
I love Dead by Daylight too.
Yeah, there was people who had already figured out how to hack the new anti-cheat like a week or so before it even launched. Yep. Alright, swordfish is done. I'm gonna put some fun soap on there for you, let you relax for a second, and then we'll start up on the little guy. Or technically girl, but yeah. What's her ship's name again?
Redtail?
Redtail, which is funny because it's pink.
It's not red, yeah. Just forgot the name of it.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you're good. What do you got planned for the weekend?
I think I'm just gonna, I have like a theater thing that's online for like a college, I don't know, lack of better terms, like convention. And that's taking up. I'm gonna have like a little girls' day with them.
There you go.
Those, I want to say before I left, summer or something like that, we got our nails done, went to Olive Garden, and we really good.
Nice.
Yep.
Olive Garden is like a weird mood you have to have.
It really is. It's like fancy, but not really.
Yeah, it's like if you want a step above SpaghettiOs and like noodles, you go to Olive Garden.
Yep.
How's it going, Steely boy? But like, when I think of like true Italian, I'm like, oh man, we need to go to Olive Garden. It's like,
That's what I think of too.
yeah.
I don't know many, like, I know there's other Italian that are more like Italian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, Buca, right down, like actually in this parking lot, traditional Italian, but they burned. They are currently trying to rebuild their restaurant because it burned. Yeah, there was a fire in the kitchen and it spread throughout about a third of the restaurant, so they're rebuilding, and obviously with the pandemic shortening what they can do, it's tough.
I didn't really understand how understaffed a lot of places. I went to the mall like a week ago, and there were so many places that were closed early or had closed completely and had signs for understaffed.
Yeah.
I just didn't register it.
Yeah. Like Tamagotchi is one of my places to go at the mall, and every time we've been to the mall in the past 4 times, it's closed. Yep.
The last like 3 times I went, it's been And I think that's what I'm saying, maybe the 4 pieces per PM. So I can't have a lot.
Yeah. Well, I know that like the Arby's by my house, they actually they change their hours to closing at 5 p.m. every day because they do not have the staff to do it, and their lunch rush is their busiest time. So they're like, okay, we're shut.
There's
All right, see you later, Luke.
There's some store, I don't remember if it was a Dollar Tree or something. I think it's a Dollar Tree in like Go or Forest Lake, that area.
Okay.
And they only have like 2 people working there, so it's never open.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is like some of the managers or owners, this isn't everywhere, but this is some of them, are so like frustrated and so fed up with it that they're not like, you know, giving any kind of like benefits to the people or anything like that, and they're being mean about it. And like I've watched tons of videos on TikTok where the entire staff just walks. They're like, we're fucking done. Like, you've given us no help. You're the owner, and yet here we are struggling to, you know, have the product in the store. We're getting yelled at. You're just sitting at home collecting a paycheck. We're done.
They're getting yelled at for something that's stupid.
Mm-hmm. You need to answer it?
I don't know who it is.
Mm.
I might not even be in.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay.
I don't know. Really deeply illegal?
Right. Yeah, I had a kid message me the other day about wanting to get like a full leg of different characters, and I said, okay, cool, like I'm excited. What do you got for ideas and blah blah blah? And you know, he's telling me, he's like, oh yeah, you know, we could. I'm like, so we probably do a consultation. So if you can come in, you know, this or then, you know, in order to go through a consultation, so we can get your items picked out and get it all drawn up and everything. He's like, well, can we do it over the phone? I'm like, well, how would we communicate artwork over the phone? And he's like, well, you could always email me the designs and I can approve them, yes or no. And I'm like, I don't work that way, like, because the chances of you like stealing my designs and taking them somewhere, you know, closer to home screws me out of all the work that I would have put in.
Exactly.
And he just stopped communicating, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess you didn't want me to tattoo you then or something. Like, I'm waiting to hear back anything, but it's been 2 days, so I'm thinking he didn't get the answer he wanted, so he just quit talking. And it's no skin off my neck. I'm not going to be worried about it, but it kind of sucks when, you know, you're in communication with somebody and they don't even like tell you, like, oh, well, I changed my mind.
It's just fortunate.
Mm-hmm. And then I got this one Joker that I 60 years ago that's been trying to get a hold of me for tattoos, and it's like, that's not gonna happen.
Take my hand and we'll go away to a different place.
Somebody just recently shared a tattoo that I did on some other website, and it's crazy. Like, I'll just all of a sudden see like 20 or 30 followers on Instagram, and I'm like, but why? And then I look, and oh, this got shared on this one website, and you know, it's fun, but then it's like, okay, like, what about this piece is what you liked that, you know, is changing, you know, my algorithm? But I wish I knew. It was a black and white, really simplistic piece. Like, didn't take me very long at all to do, and it wasn't anything, in my eyes, it wasn't anything like extremely special when it came to design. So it's like, okay, why this one? Please explain. Someone explain why this one is more popular than my other tattoos. Like, I spend 6 hours on this piece and it's great, and then I spend 25 minutes on this and that one blows up. Well, I mean, Instagram's algorithm is just junk.
I started using Instagram when it was like really new. So I kind of like off of it for a while. I started to think the algorithm for the like the suggested button or whatever they call it. So much stuff that I have no idea. Like, that's nothing like.
Alex Lang, how's it going? Yeah, it's weird. The algorithm is based off of, okay, so say I share a picture, I post a picture. All right, so the number one thing that Instagram is looking for is actually saves, then shares, then comments over 4 words, then likes. So the reason that they want those saves so much is they're building you an algorithm, so they know what to cater to you to keep sending you more of that. So like, say you save, you know, a chair, which I actually just recently was testing out their algorithm to see how strong it was. I saved a single chair for my wife, and all of a sudden I get 20 chairs from different companies on my page that keeps cycling through as those advertisements in between the posts that you actually care about. And so yeah, you're here stuck in this like realm of possibilities of stuff that you might like, because they just keep shoveling the stuff at you that they think you like based on those saves. So it's saves, then shares, then comments over four words, and then likes.
I guess by like saving it that way, like, it makes sense. But like, generally speaking, I mean, they didn't have the save function for the longest.
Correct. Yeah.
So then my guess is it would be based on
the before the save button was there was also before Facebook bought it.
Yeah, that's true.
So Facebook bought it, and all of a sudden we get a save button, and we all know that Facebook is rampant with trying to get your algorithm so that they can sell you more shit. And Facebook's all about freaking also censoring everything that they don't like. They even got called out on it in the Supreme Court the other day, that their fact checker is technically opinion based.
It is.
That's not fact anymore. Then you can't have an opinion in fact. It's literally fact or it's opinion. It's one or the other, fiction or nonfiction. Fuck. You should really change to Grim. You can change to Grim. Yeah, General Kenobi, because you said hello there. I am not looking forward to that either. The Kenobi TV series, not one little bit am I looking forward to it. Yeah.
I kind of fell off of Star Wars before, I guess, the most recent main movie came out.
Oh, sure.
I didn't watch that when it came out, but I watched Solo.
I love Solo. I thought that was a great one.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I understood why people didn't like it, but I didn't
See,
like it.
I didn't understand why people didn't like it. I thought it was perfect. Like, it had everything that I wanted. It had nostalgia. It had answering questions that needed to be answered, like why does the Millennium Falcon have the little divot in the beginning of the front of it? Why is their computer so badass when it comes to like dodging, planets and stuff like that? Because, well, obviously the robot had to be put into the system. Like, it show me the bet where Lando lost the Falcon to the to Han, and I mean it answered all the questions I wanted it to answer, and then having Maul at the end was such a fitting way to bring him back into the universe, because for all of us who've been watching Rebels and Clone Wars, knowing that Maul was still alive, it was robbery when people were like, well, too bad he died in the first movie, he could have been so great. And I'm like, you haven't watched a single cartoon that explains that dude didn't die. He's way alive and he's evil as shit.
I loved Clone Wars when I was younger, but I just didn't understand what was going on because I hadn't really watched a lot of Star Wars until I got a bit older. I liked Solo way more than I liked Rogue One.
Ooh, that's... I liked Rogue One a little more than Solo, but I liked them both.
I think it was just with Rogue One, I think it was like... I understood why everyone kind of just vanished. But it was like, I was like, I'm not attached to any of these characters. That just kind of threw me.
See, I will plainly admit I cried when K2 passes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That, like, I was like, really? He couldn't have made it? He could not even a droid could have made it.
Yeah.
But what was really funny is there was these people behind us in the in the seats behind us, and they were like, oh man, like, why isn't this character in any of the other movies? This is such a great character. I'm like, holy shit, you have no idea what you're watching right now.
Yeah.
You're literally watching a funeral in a movie form. Like, that's all you're getting right now is all these people are gonna fucking die.
I think going into it, I didn't completely understand that.
Oh, okay.
So that might have been why.
Sure.
I haven't watched it since, like, I understand it more. I think my dad wanted someone to go see it with, so I went with him, and I hadn't really seen the other Star Wars movies.
Sure.
And then after seeing it, I watched the other one.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we went and seen the first Deadpool. There was these teenage girls behind us, and one of them was like, oh my god, Ryan Reynolds is so hot, I can't wait to watch this movie. And I'm like, holy shit, you have no idea what you're about to see.
Yeah, no.
Like, he's going to be hot, because he's on fire, but he's going to be hot.
Not going to be the same way you're thinking, though.
Yep. You do get to see his wiener for about a split second. Too bad it's on fire. God, that movie was great.
Oh, I loved it. I saw it at the drive-in theater. I also saw the second one at the drive-in theater, and I loved it.
One of my favorite parts about how when they were making it is that they filmed 3 different trailers, and one of them just so happened to be, since it came out on Valentine's Day, they filmed one that made it look like it was a rom-com you were about to go watch.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And it was brilliant. And then they also gave Ryan Reynolds the keys to the Deadpool Twitter. So when there was a mom who was really pissed off that the superhero movie was not going to be PG-13 so that her son could watch it, she got super mad and said, like, really, Disney, you couldn't make this PG-13 so that my son could watch it? And she tried to, like, have a petition made up so that they would forcibly have to edit the movie so that her son could go to a PG-13 movie. And Ryan Reynolds jumps up on Twitter as Deadpool and says, "Dear Tommy, this movie is made for big kids and big girls and big boys. Your mom's a whore. Love, Deadpool." And it was just like, holy shit. Like, wow, you answered all the questions and then decided to kick the woman while she was down. So funny.
That's like the answer to his character too. It wasn't just Ryan.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't just Ryan Reynolds being a douche. It was the character answering the question. Like,
how did you feel about him as Pikachu and Detective Pikachu?
I loved it.
I thought it was good.
So good. I truly love that movie. I am hoping that they sequelize it.
Yeah, I was kind of like at first, I'm like, why Ryan Reynolds? Then I saw it, I'm like, oh, good.
You guys are being really quiet in the chat. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough for you. Yeah, I even screenshotted that Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, like, because I'm like, no one's gonna believe me if I say this, so I have to screenshot it.
How do you feel about Disney having like, the Star Wars rights?
At first I didn't have a problem with it. I was completely on board with it because Disney's been on board since day one. The original special effects were done by a company called ILM. ILM stands for Imaginary Lights and Magic. You tell me that there's not something called Imaginary? Yeah, that's Disney. So they were on board since day one. They helped with all the blue screen stuff and all that kind of jazz. It was really, really great. But with Kathleen Kennedy at the helm, I'm pissed because she keeps trying to change things and jam social stuff for our time into these movies. Like, her thoughts were trying to, like, literally fist it in that Finn and Poe were a thing. And it's like, I could see it, but trying to force it down our throats, nobody asked. Like, I don't care if Luke Skywalker ever gets married. But I care about, is he a good lightsaber duelist and all that kind of fun stuff. They were forcing social stuff down your throat, and you didn't have a choice. And then they Mary sued Rey, and I don't like that. And then I knew she was a Palpatine from the word go. As soon as I saw how she fought in the very first movie, I'm like, she's a Palpatine, and my friends are like, no. I'm like, yes, watch, mark my words, she's a Palpatine. And lo and behold, she was. But the way that they changed up certain things just to try to fit some of these social norms, it's just not right to me.
Captain Marvel felt for.
Oh, that was terrible. I hated Captain Marvel. And that was a thing for when I was watching Captain Marvel. One of the things that got me the most is that you had Brie Larson jumping up on her pedestal saying how, we need more diversity in filmmaking, more girls need to be people of power and blah, 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 blah. And when she said we need more diversity, I'm like, listen here, you blonde-haired, blue-eyed little bitch.
Yeah.
There's a black Captain Marvel that should have came well before you, named Monica Rambeau, and you fucked us out of that. So don't tell me that, we need more diversity when you stole a black woman's job. Yeah. And Monica is twice the freaking Captain Marvel as Carol Danvers.
I'm kind of hoping they make something with Storm. Oh my God.
They got to find the right casting for her.
Yeah, that's really easy.
Halle Berry wasn't it. And neither was the one for the Age of Apocalypse. She needs to be way taller. Somebody who would have been perfect as Storm is way too old now. But back in the 90s or 80s, there was a woman who was actually dating David Bowie. I never remember her name for the life of me. She was a model, and she was huge, tall, like Amazon woman. I wish I could remember what her name was, but she was in the movie Red Sonja and a few others. And she was great. And she would have played Storm absolutely flawless. God, can anybody tell me what that girl's name was? I'll look it up real quick. Let's see. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Red Sonja. It was Conan the Barbarian, or Conan the Destroyer. Conan the Destroyer. There we go. Grace Jones. Here, I'll show you a picture of what she. Tall, black, skinny, African as all hell. She would have killed that role.
She would have been perfect.
Yep. killed the role. And of course, we don't get a good Storm. We get Halle Berry, who is like a foot shorter than Hugh Jackman, who's a foot taller than Wolverine should have ever been cast.
Like Hugh Jackman.
I like Hugh Jackman, but he should not have been Wolverine.
No, I agree.
And then people get in their argument like, well, what about Old Man Wolverine? Okay, I'll give you Old Man Wolverine or Logan was great. It was a good movie. I'm not going to argue that it wasn't a good movie. But you can't just keep stretching the lie. Like, Henry Cavill will always be Superman in my eyes. Like, he is the best version of Superman we've ever gotten. And DC fired him. And we're never going to get a good version of Superman ever again because of that. And you keep perpetrating this lie that we're going to be able to, like, oh, well, we'll just cast Michael B. Jordan or something like that. And it's like, nope, we had a good version, and you fucked it.
How do you feel about Tom Holland as Spider-Man?
I don't like Tom Holland. My favorite Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, that's the one I really like.
But I know that, you know, people will argue that to the day they die. Like, some people's favorites is, or like a lot of people, their favorite was Andrew Garfield. And I really never liked Andrew Garfield in that role. I thought he was too pretty to play a nerd. Mm-hmm. Like, you're trying to tell me that Andrew Garfield had a hard time walking up to Gwen Stacy and saying, hey, I'd like to take you out sometime. Like, he's too pretty. There's no way he had a hard time with that. And then when, as a fellow nerd, when he used Bing as his search engine, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, nope, not.
Sony paid for this movie. Like, lock, stock, and barrel, Sony paid for this movie. Because no self-respecting nerd would use Bing. Yeah. When the first 10 things on the top of a Bing search are advertisements, no. Yeah, if we were going to recast, we were talking about this the other day. If we're going to recast, you're going to the store, have fun, see you later, bye-bye. If we're going to recast Wolverine, I would want to see, first pick would be Jared Keeso from Letterkenny. He would be perfect. He's a little tall, but he's not super tall. And if we can pull off Hugh Jackman as Wolverine for that long, we can pull off Jared Keeso. Yeah. Or the kid who played Eggsy in the Kingsman movies. He also was Elton John in Rocket Man.
Okay, I was like, yeah.
Yep. But yeah, there's a couple of actors who I think would pull it off. One of my friends said Zac Efron, and I'm like, nope. Mm-mm.
No, not for
Wolverine. Yeah.
Hero movie.
Like, just because you like looking at his abs doesn't mean he's a good Wolverine.
Good advice, I don't need you by my side. I just need me and myself tonight. Don't make me look like a fool. Don't tell me what to do. I just wanna spend the night on my own.
got you into tattooing?
I was an architect and I hated my job. Yeah, I was an architect for a few months. I graduated from college and was doing that, and one of my friends basically suggested, like, hey, why don't you quit that bullshit, since you don't like it, and I'll teach you how to tattoo. So I walked in the next day, and I had already gotten screwed that week out of a really big bonus, so I quit. He's like, the boss is like, you'll never get a job in this industry. I'm like, actually, you're not allowed to tell people, anything negative about me, because all I'm doing is quitting a job. But, and the thing about it is hopefully I never actually have to work in this industry, because it sucks. Like, you guys are terrible to me. You screwed me out of a huge bonus, and your defense for it was, I am a paid intern. It's like, no, I'm an employee. I'm just new, so you thought low man on the totem pole is not going to understand how math works when it comes down to bonuses. You sold my design to a contractor to produce 250 times, and yet you only paid me for one. That's not how it works. You pay me per time it's used. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I started learning how to tattoo. I got a job at UPS working like the really late shift, 10 p.m. until 3 in the morning, so that I could pay for gasoline to get to and from my unpaid apprenticeship for a year. My mom let me move back into the house so that I didn't have to pay rent or anything at an apartment. And I noticed the grindstone, figured out how to learn how to tattoo, and that was it. Been doing it for my 26th year. Yeah, I have fun doing it. I enjoy it. So when you're done with your, like, getting your degree, do you want to work in like a clinic, like a small clinic, or do you want to work in like a big hospital? Do you want to work at a school?
I've had a bouncing between working in a school and kind of working in a big hospital. School solely just because like that setting.
Sure.
In a big hospital, I think it's just because there'd be variety. Versus a small clinic, you're gonna have more like specific clients maybe.
One of my really good friends is he's been my counselor for years. He's a psychologist, and he's worked at like pediatric wards and stuff like that. He does some pretty heavy stuff. Like he was I'm not going to say his name, obviously, so I can actually talk about this. He was molested by his priest for a few years before anybody caught on, and so he understands a lot of childhood trauma and tries to really make sure that no kid ever has to go through that again, or at least has a voice if it does happen to him. So.
I think that's just really important, having people that understand where you as a client are coming from, or are willing to understand.
What am I going to school? No, what is she going to school for? She's going to school for psychology. She can't see the screen from where she's at. Her face is on a table, so.
Like psychology and theater double major.
Psychology and theater, if you didn't catch that. Not sure if her mic is going to pick her up again, table. So, maybe. Neat, I did that. It was fun. You went to school for psychology? Man. That is one thing I want to know more about, and actually, the thing about it is as much as I want to know more about it, I don't.
It gets scary the more you learn about
It's
it.
gotta be a double-edged sword in some aspects. Like, I know myself pretty well, and I know enough psychology to be dangerous. That's the hard part, is I know enough to self-diagnose, and that's where the danger comes in, because I know with my depression, like, what's going on in my head. I know with, like, the suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, what's going on in my head even more, and what I need to do to deal with it. But the thing about it is like, I also know that I know it. It's like player knowledge and character knowledge. My character knows way too much. How you doing tonight, Steely Boy? Hopefully having a good night. Did you guys already start getting snow, or is it in your forecast for later this evening? Because he's in Alexandria, so they would get it a lot sooner than we would, because they're just out west. good to sit, relax, and watch a stream debating on playing some VR. No snow yet, but coworkers were talking about if schools would be 2 hours late. I don't think it will be that bad. Wow, how much snow are we expecting to get?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like we're expected to get a lot. That's what it is.
Well, Alec always gets more because they're more of a plains kind of area. They don't have a lot of like big buildings or hills to protect them, but open farmland is what a lot of that area is. Kind of like I deleted 13,000 old emails from my Gmail. That's why stuff was so buggy. I mean, I can see that. 13,000 emails is a lot. I wish you could just tell it to delete stuff from like you know,
A certain amount of years ago
or certain users. Like, okay, like, oh, I don't go to Creative Labs anymore. Okay, cool. Delete all Creative Labs emails. You know, that kind of thing. Like, my release forms, they go to my Gmail, but I need to set up a folder so they dump into a different folder than my normal inbox, so that I don't have to see them all the time, because it's either that or I have to set up a separate email specifically that's just my release forms, which then is another email that I have to keep track of. Something I don't want to do. So yeah, I just got to figure out like if they have an option to send certain ones to different folders.
Should. I don't know if it's automatic or not. I think you'd be able to.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is I almost want it to be automatic. It's either that or I have to I just have to bite the bullet and set up a new email and throw it in there.
Otherwise, you always could just clear a while, clear them up, put them in a new folder.
Yep.
That's what I started doing with some like emails and I just I stick with them taking the space in the folder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know all about going through a lot of emails. About a month ago, I had to go through. I was like 2,000 or 3,000 emails deep, and that was just my normal email box, and that was all from the past few weeks to a few months, and I had to figure out how many of them were, like promotions, how many of them were just like spam and all that jazz, and like either unsubscribe to those things or whatever, and then how many of them were emails that looked fishy or were actually clientele that I needed to apologize greatly to, that I didn't email back. But if your email looks suspicious, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to bother clicking that one for now. Because, I mean, if I clicked on every single email that came to my inbox, I would never be able to leave my computer. That purple on the blue looks really nice. Yeah, it's going to look really cool. Purple in the like spacey sky with some teals to like counteract it / complementary colors. Almost finished. How you feeling? Good. Did you watch The Mandalorian at all?
I have not.
Okay.
I've heard it's fantastic. I've been meaning to watch it.
I liked some of it, but there were other parts where I did not like it.
Okay.
And when they fired one of the main actresses for her political beliefs, I kind of like, I don't think I want to watch this anymore. Like, if that's another thing that Disney's like killing me on. Like if you want to get political, then that's up to you. But firing somebody because they don't share your political beliefs, you knew what they were when you hired them. It's kind of like that whole J.K. Rowling thing. It's like, like, you don't like somebody, you don't have to like support their stuff. But you got to take the good with the bad.
I haven't looked into it too much, but I heard.
Yeah, it just started airing this past week, so I think there's only like one episode, maybe two now.
Yeah. Friend of mine really likes it,
Sure.
but I've only heard from her so far.
Oh, you're fine. All right, gonna add some stars, and that'll be it. Hopefully my print is home, or print is done when I get home, so I can start another shift of it. I think that's one of the hardest things, is like not going to the store and buying a new printer or a second printer.
My boyfriend almost did that. He was 3D printing a lot of stuff.
And they're not too expensive, so I'm not really stressed about it if I do go buy a new one. But it's like, do I really want to put up a second one?
But then what do you do with it if you don't need it?
Right, you know, like what happens when I am only printing one thing a week versus, you know, printing a ton of stuff. Which means I have to wait longer. That's the hard part, is I hate waiting when it comes to, like, I really want to have, I have ink right now that I can't put in my wall because I don't have the space for it. And if I had a second printer, I would be ready to go for it by tomorrow. But without the second printer, it's, you know, a week from now.
I mean, long-term investment wise.
What am I printing? I'm seeing the purple wrapping. I can't unsee the eggplant idea. That's why I put it on in my Instagram yesterday. I'm printing a new pigment rack for my pigments here at work. When I'm done, it will be about the same size as this, actually less than this, but it will be, it will hold 60 more colors. Yep, that's the whole point of expanding it, is I ran out of room and I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out something that can make it lighter weight as well as give me more color options. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put some my aloe vera kind of spread on there and let it sit for a minute so I can get a decent picture, make sure that everything got put in properly. sit on it for just a minute. So what I'm printing on my printer is this. It's just basically a hexagon that has a circle in the back, and they're about yay long. But I actually changed the pattern. I edited it so that it would fit my bottles with less tolerance, so that it's got less gap, and then it comes out just a hair further on the end of the bottle back here, so that it keeps the bottle firmly in place. And with it being less tolerance, there's not so much jiggle factor at the tip end. So when I finally make it rotate again, like it did at my last shop, it will have less room to move, so the bottle stays in place rather than sometimes jiggling around to the point where it comes out. So yeah, what I'm going for. Yeah, because right now the new rack will be in a triangle shape made of hexagons, and I'll have 196 possibilities for ink. Currently, the one that I have is 139. So it'd be nice to have more options for pigments so that I can get the entire like sets of colors that I want, rather than the ones that I know I have the room for, or replacing the ones that I have. All right, I'm gonna drop you down a little bit and let you go take a look in the mirror and tell me what you think. All right, go for it. And I'll put a sticker on it if you like it.
I love it. Looks so good.
Thank you. Go ahead and lay on back on down, and then we'll dry it up and put a sticker on it and call it a day. Glasses, yeah, they never fare well when you have to put your face on a table. Looking forward to seeing it in February. Oh yeah, it'll be up and ready to go by the time you get here in February. It won't spin just yet in February because I still have to figure out the hexagon that I currently have is made of wood. I made it in my wood shop, but you can actually buy like plastic planks, which are similar. It'd be like if you could say plastic wood, and then I'll be bringing that into the wood shop, cutting that all down, and then putting it all together. Can't believe it's only 6 o'clock. It does not feel that early.
It does not feel like 6.
It feels like 9 o'clock at night for some odd reason. But my puppies are like, hey, it's 6. Where's our fucking dinner?
Yep.
They don't have a concept of time. Like even daylight savings, they're like, no. You don't get away with that bullshit.
What kind of dogs are there?
I have 2 Alaskan Malamutes and a Siberian Husky.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Alrighty, you're more than welcome to sit on up and get all put back together and all that fun stuff. Oh, I know yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that screen because this screen is still set up for my my Instagram, or not my Instagram, my Twitch. So ignore this screen for right now. I'm gonna have to change this up quite a bit in order to make sure it functions properly for YouTube. But I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Tomorrow is Wednesday?
Yes.
Tomorrow's Wednesday already. Holy buckets. I am off tomorrow. I might take an appointment. There is one person who wants to get in, but I'm waiting back for an email from them. If not, then I'm off tomorrow. But this weekend is filled with like 3 different separate dragons. I'm doing 2 Hakus and a dragon that looks similar to Haku. So quite a bit of Haku looking work this weekend. One's gonna be black and gray, and 2 of them are gonna be in color. And yeah, that's about it for my weekend. I will be back here Thursday morning, I think. Thursday morning, Friday evening, Saturday afternoon. So either I'll be on here or I'll be on Twitch, depending on how the days work out, but I'll try to announce it in my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, down below. If you're not subscribed on here, please do. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's like, smash that subscribe button. If you like what you see, definitely subscribe. If you don't, then no problem. Make sure you hit the bell if you do, though, so you get the notifications for when I go live. Otherwise, my Twitch channel is also in my is basically the same name, so you can find me on there. If you find me on Twitch, cool. There's a lot more features in the chat, obviously, in Twitch, but there is the downgrade of graphics. Obviously, I'm only allowed to do like 1080p on there, so hopefully you guys like what you see and follow me on at least one of those. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you for being here. And if you have any questions between now and then, go ahead and throw me a message in the Discord or on email. Have a wonderful evening. And as always, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye-bye.